Still, I feel like right now, culturally in America, we're more interested in dividing the pie that we currently have than in creating a bigger pie. Like there's a lot of talk of
that's
equity and evenness and fairness and how is I'm on YouTube, so is the YouTube algorithm favoring creators of different backgrounds as opposed to just like, can we all make better shit?
So the thing is, we have this counter movement because I think for a while in the US, wealth was lauded no matter how you made it. And then we have this counter movement, which is fuck the billionaires. We're the socialist progressive revolution. But that movement hates wealth agnostic of how it was created. Doesn't really seem to take into account Elon's wealth was created by making a bunch of amazing innovation for the world. And it doesn't have, the solution is let's take from them and redistribute, but it doesn't have a solution for, to your point, how to grow the pie, innovate, make the world a better place. It seems like it's more just about taking down people that they hate. So I think that counter movement isn't the counter movement I'd like to see.
Well, that's what's happening with GameStop that we've been saying is there's all of this mental energy going into screwing somebody who maybe or maybe doesn't deserve it. The hedge fund guys, which is now this amorphous class of people. That guy might be, who knows? But it's totally possible. This guy takes all of his money and donates it to local charity. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not betting on it, but we don't know with this particular guy.
I bet he does not.
I bet he doesn't, but it's possible. Point is, nobody knows who he is. He just represents an idea.
Yeah.
He represents the Dark Knight Rises 1% that we need to get back at. I don't know how to. I guess another piece of the puzzle that is missing that I feel semi locked in on, but I see the temptation is the idea that what is enough? Like capitalism is an ever-growing system. It's never satiated, but it's not actually the system that's like that. It's the people within the system that are like that, that can never have enough. And I wonder for my own life, I've talked about this of like, if there's an amount of money that I should say that is within striking range, and maybe I'm past striking range, that I go, no more. I'm not going to save anymore. Literally every dollar above this amount gets distributed to other people, not because I'm generous, but because I care about my happiness. And if I allow this infectious more thing to get me, it's just going to eat me alive.
Can I add a small addendum?
Yeah.
Maybe set it as an amount you're allowed to save each year.
An amount. But it's still growing is what you're saying.
So you can earn as much as you want because the more you earn. Sorry, the more you earn, the more will go to good charities and stuff. And then just say, okay, I'm going to save whatever it is. Every year, that's the amount I'm allowed to save, 25 grand, right? So 25 grand a year I'll put into the bank. And then anything above that has to go to charity rather than capping the amount of money that you have.
Yeah, and you can set it, you can match inflation, you can do other things. You can take special account for if you have a kid or something like that, that amount can fluctuate. But no, this is something I've thought about.
I'm just saying for you, that would be my only, I would say just, every year your bank account's allowed to grow by this amount. And then every dollar above it, you can donate away. Yeah.
And I guess it's truly selfish.
You don't like the growing part. You don't like the growing of savings.
It's not that I don't like it. It's that I do like it. It's that I sense this part of me that is the greedy hedge fund manager that is never fucking satisfied. And I see it because the amount of money that I have in my bank is much more than it was 3 or 4 years ago. And 3 or 4 years ago, I swear to God, I felt more financially secure than I do this year. Partially, it's because of everything that's been happening with the election and the government and the dollar versus Bitcoin. And can I even store wealth anymore?
Yeah.
But there was a time where I didn't even worry about storing wealth because I had none and I was certain of it. And it was like, it wasn't so bad.
Sure.
So maybe I need to practice stoicism or practice poverty or something like that. But do you feel that way? I feel less financially secure now than I did when I had no savings, literally no savings. When I was sleeping in the maid's quarters, renting out my bedroom, I felt pretty fine from an internal experience.
I feel like mine's just flat. Like if I'm earning more than I was and saving more than I was and my financial security is not up,
it's just flat.
But I don't know that it's down. I feel like I just have a low level anxiety regardless of my actual situation.
Well, next time I go to MDMA, I think this is going to be my goal is I've mentioned this several times. I wish that my desires were tied to the outcomes in terms of experience, which is to
What
say,
makes you actually happy?
yes,
Yeah.
that I was driven to spend time doing the things and the places with the people
Yeah.
that made me feel good, as opposed to my money went up or I got appreciated or whatever. So that's going to be my emotional goal for next time I do
That's a great
MDMA.
goal. What do you think you don't do as frequently now as you would if you lived that way? So like, I know what you would avoid. You'd avoid making money.
Yeah.
You'd probably
Seeking
date less.
attention. Yeah.
But what would you do more of?
I mean, I mentioned it would be walks for sure.
Do a lot of walks though.
Yeah. But literally every nice day. I miss some. I miss some because I'm working, or I miss some because I'm doing that. What would I do more of? Definitely walks. I don't know about this one. Maybe bro trips, maybe, but I hate traveling. I know I hate traveling.
Well, this is something I actually was curious about for your life, because I don't know what you're like. You used to play guitar and take singing lessons. You used to play basketball. Yeah, video games you have, but I'm curious if there's room for a Dungeons and Dragons or
maybe.
a surfing.
Well, we're gonna do it this weekend.
Or a something. You know what I mean? Something that you love just because it's fun.
Maybe we'll find out with Dungeons and Dragons this weekend. I think
maybe it's starting a shitty band.
I think it might be, and I've mentioned this. I'm kind of. I'll continue to do it for a while. I suspect that apartment living has outlived its usefulness. I think that a space and a yard and that kind of stuff would be...
Happiness hypothesis would tell you you're going to quickly adapt, and it will not make you happier day to day.
Maybe. Well, if the park makes me happy, you know what I mean? Like having a place that I could go every day without a mask.
So having a yard, maybe.
Yeah.
But if you just took your same sized apartment to the yard.
Oh, I don't mind the size of my apartment. I don't mind the size of my apartment.
Yeah,
I mind the surroundings.
The thing he said very quickly you adapt to is the size of your...
Sure.
Oh, what a great big house. I love it so much. And then by the end, you just...
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Sure. So I don't know. I don't know that, but I do know that it is in many ways disconnected from...
Oh, I was just curious if you had an inkling. I'm very curious to see what you would do more of, or what new things you would do.
You know, I suspect it would be like breath work, meditation, that I would learn to enjoy more of the silent stillness that everyone who has achieved any sort of spiritual peace is like, oh no, the best is when you're just alone, still without your thoughts. Like,
it's funny. Everything has an investing in loss where you're not good at it, so it's not fun.
Mm-hmm.
True of basketball, true of meditating, true of surfing. But meditating for me, the investment is just even less. Being bad at meditating or new to meditating is even less fun than sucking at basketball, but still getting to play it with your friends, or sucking at surfing, but still sitting in the ocean on a surfboard.
Mm-hmm.
That one for me, I've had month-long practices where I'll hit it 5 times a week for months on end, but it always drops off because I just, for whatever reason, that carrot has never motivated me to make it a life practice.
Yeah. Well, it's tough. I think first time you can play a song on the guitar is when you get 3 or 4 chords and you can get your way through. And you can do that in a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and you can like get yourself there. I think meditation actually has often a steeper curve where it's like the first time that you do something dope in meditation, I think takes a long time.
Right.
At least it takes me a long time.
Yeah,
It's way more than 3 weeks of 15 minutes a day. So breath work though is different. Breath work is almost immediately rewarding. That's definitely one that I would do more of.
I think you're referring to holotropic breath work. For people who don't know, check it out. Holotropic breath work. It is the closest you can get, in my experience, to a psychedelic experience without needing an external substance. Mm-hmm. It's pretty fascinating. You have a trip based on getting yourself oxygen, in a certain way. Mm-hmm. It's fascinating.
Yes. Do you have anything else?
Sure. I mean, so besides the big game,
let me say, you guys might have noticed, and those of you watching on YouTube, that we're trying a new little split screen look right here instead of the full camera back and forth.
Oh, really? See each other the whole time?
Yeah. So you've been on camera. You haven't been listening as much, so don't worry. But what I know, part of the reason we resisted this is because I make stupid, weird faces, or like when I know I'm not
off camera. Why are we doing this?
Because we just want to try it from a streamlining perspective. If you like it, or don't let us know because we
makes
can
less editing time.
Yes, but what we can do is if we can get a switcher, like kind of what Jamie has at Joe Rogan is just a switcher. Well, we know your vote. It actually might be interesting to watch the real time reaction.
Interesting.
So for those of you let us know in the comments what you think of it, and we'll go either with a switcher in the future, or we'll go with this.
Justin, if I yawn or pick my nose, just zoom in on Charlie. All right, we'll know split screen if I look good.
Hope that you guys enjoyed that clip. If you want to see more like this and have us do more podcasts, we are 100% funded by our generous patrons. And if you'd like to contribute, there's a link in the description, and we'll have one pop up on the screen right here so that we can do more podcasts where we have fun conversations and hopefully some deep ones like this. Either way, hope that you enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one.